Some of you remember the early days of the internet. A few of us even remember the tech boom of the 90s. Now that has a lot of parallels as tech adoption follows the same curve. At first, everything is very difficult to use, requiring high degrees of understanding of how to use the tech. Then other tech companies come in and make the tech work so easy enough that your dad can use it. And then further, other companies come in and make it so easy that grandma can use it. Well, where are you feeling that we are in this tech adoption curve? I will walk you through some of those milestones and my thought and some of those projects coming out that are hitting those milestones that are going to take us into the future so that even grandma will use crypto. Welcome to the Crypto Rain channel. If you like money and crypto and are looking for a real investor's take on the crypto market, join the Rainmaker family by liking the videos and subscribing with the all notifications bell button on. This isn't financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a crypto investor that went from thousands to millions in the past 4 years. And I'm sharing with you how to think about crypto that has led me to the actions that took my portfolio to life-changing wealth. And my guess is if you join us over the next 4 to 5 years, these principles can help most of you do the same. Now, I say most because rewiring ourselves to not FOMO is difficult. Learning to take profits during euphoria is hard, and not panic selling when you bought cheap and all of a sudden the token gets cheaper, well, that's difficult too. But anyone can do this if you can override those emotions, because it's as simple as seeing what 95% of people do and not doing that. And that comes from my mentor in real estate investment that was worth over $200 million. Now, often I cover projects that I am investing in that I think will do amazing, and today we are looking at the ecosystem and the development to understand where we are. Because we're thinking here like investors. If you came into this space and thought you could just throw money at one thing and it would take you to $1 million, you probably since learned it's not going to happen that way. See, crypto is just the new forefront of technology, and doing well in this space is understanding the tech so that you can make better decisions on what to buy that has good prospects of doing well. And so today I wanted to cover where we are in the ecosystem and just thinking about it on a broader perspective. Now, some of you were around in the ecosystem before Metamask and before Trust Wallet. And we used this thing called My Ether Wallet, which was way less cool than Metamask. Far more difficult to use, and we are moving forward towards wallets that are even easier to use than Metamask. Think about a wallet that has a DEX integrated right into it with FIat Onramps. And there actually is a project that's bringing this to this. Pink Panda is one of those companies filling this need. Now, it's still in the early days. I have some of the details on them. I don't have everything, but I got a good amount of data on them. I first heard about them from We're All George's channel a few weeks back. They're building a mobile wallet and DEX for the Binance Smart Chain with their own Fiat on-ramp coming in Q1 of next year. Now, as cool as Metamask is, I'm looking forward to having a Fiat on-ramp and hopefully an on-ramp, off-ramp right from my DEX wallet. Now, Pink Panda, interestingly enough, is a U.S. C Corp, so out of the United States. And they're advised by former PayPal CCO who is currently at PricewaterhouseCoopers. Now, I know PricewaterhouseCoopers because when I graduated from business school, I went to work for one of their competitors, Accenture. And so PwC, actually a really top-notch company, and I almost went to work for them. I had a friend that was over there and she loved it. And she tried to bring me over. But then I went over to real estate investment and left the business consulting space altogether. Well, Pink Panda has a team of advisors that have done large-scale things before, which is something I like to see. Now, once in their plan, what I was reading is once it's launched on Binance Smart Chain, they will be expanding to Solana and then to Ethereum and other chains. And it sounds like, well, they're smart because they're waiting to go to ETH till after those two chains. And that's a very smart business decision at this point because a lot of things are moving to Binance Smart Chain and Solana, and if they could, Cardano, but their smart contracts are so recently live because Ethereum is becoming really expensive again. I just sent some transactions, and it's amazing how fast hundreds of dollars go just between a few transactions. Now, hopefully, in February or March, ETH will fix these gas prices with ETH 2.0, but we've all been here for a while. We know that sometimes it's delayed. I am looking forward to the days when we can have everything on just one wallet, and I think that's exactly where we're going, and it sounds like Pink Panda, that's where we're heading. So that if we want, we can just secure that one wallet's private keys into different places, and it works with all the different chains, and it has fiat on-ramps and hopefully off-ramps if we want them, or even if we need them, because some people won't even need them. So I like where Pink Panda seems to be going. Let's take a little look at their website together. Okay, this is their website. Now, they do have a token, and I didn't get all the details on their token. And, yeah, so it looks like quadrillion token supply, 50% burned on launch, 5% dev wallet, 5% charity and marking, 10% transaction tax. Okay. For their token. So it sounds like that's how they fund their charity and stuff. I don't know on their token how much that part I like. Let me share with you their wallet, because that's what I'm more here to talk to you about, because they're going the right direction. Well, and I guess the company itself. What makes Pink Panda different? Pink Panda team and community is a collection of driven developers, traders, hodlers, and evangelists who are quickly transforming Binance Smart Chain into a more mature ecosystem. Community first, token with real utility, an obsessive focus on design and UX, the friendliest DeFi on-ramp, compliance ethics, and positive vibes. Charity is in our DNA. Now, there are some interviews and AMAs with the founder I was able to see, and that was nice, being able to get a look at body language. Yeah, body language makes a big difference, and maybe they'll come on at some point. I like what they're doing with their wallet. I'm not so sure about this. Looks like every time a transaction happens with their token, 5% goes to the liquidity pool, 5% to holders. Okay. Yeah, that's not so bad. I thought they were taking that themselves. I've seen this kind of stuff before. They definitely went really high on the token supply, which is not really a bad idea. It really isn't, because when new people come in, they often see cheap tokens, and then they go crazy for the cheap tokens. Oh my gosh, I picked up 10 million for $1. And you would think that's a gimmick, and it is a gimmick, but it's a gimmick that works. So why not give people what they want? And so if I were doing my own token, I would actually go along the lines of a really big token supply so that everything seems so cheap, especially if I was trying to build momentum. Now, I don't have their other tokenomics like team supply and other things, so I'm not going to spend any time on their token because I don't know if it's a good deal or not. I like some of these things about it. This is okay. I mean, some positive things. I tend to be a holder, so I like things like this because it benefits you for just holding. Apart from that, though, their wallet is what I'm looking for information on and see where it's going to go. You know, beautiful wallet interface. Clearly, their website does have a good interface. And this is a key thing for a wallet to be able to do well, is a really good interface. I do think they're one of the first companies I've seen going for this cross-chain wallet that's going to have DEX on it, that's also going to have fiat on-ramp. So it sounds to me like they have positioning that's very good, and positioning matters. So they did a token launch phase 2 alpha, phase 3 beta. So it looks like they've got their beta coming very soon. So Q4 21 beta phase. So they're going to launch their app version 2 features, Binance Smart Chain token, some of their charity donations, fully functioning wallet, etc. I want to go up and click on their team. Here we go. Meet the CEO. Adam Carlton is CEO and founder of Pink Panda Holdings. You know what? I like the transparency. I was able to find a couple different AMAs with him on it. Adam has been at the cutting edge of technology and business for over 20 years in a variety of consulting, executive, and entrepreneurial roles. He has deep experience in managing business and technical projects, building and leading high-performance teams, and seeing the big picture company operations. Okay. Senior Tech Advisor Keith Lewis, been coding since he was 9 years old. Describing his experience and understatement, he spends much of his time leading roles at HSBC, JP Morgan, CLSA, and his recent experience with Blockfi. Okay, yeah, nice. Gene, their Senior Compliance Advisor. I had some thoughts on this on the U.S. I like to see more projects coming to the U.S. Here's the reason. Yes, the regulatory uncertainty is there, and that keeps a lot of people from building in the U.S. I really want U.S. regulations to come in line with the rest of the world because they're going off of regulations that were put in place in 1930 or the 1930s because of the Great Depression. And so they put in these regulatory laws related to not allowing regular people to essentially buy securities because they don't know enough to invest their own money. Not a big fan of those type of regulations, and the SEC is trying to take charge over a lot of cryptocurrency, deeming it as a security. And I think it's getting in the way of a development not only for the US but especially for the world, because there's a lot of brilliant people out of the US that could push this space further. So I would love to see more good companies come out of the US with really good compliance so they can push the regulators in the US in what I feel is the right direction. And would love to see more of that. So I'm glad that they're coming out of the US. Looks like they've got quite a team here. Startup Advisor, Tech Innovation Advisor, Social Good Advisory Board. They're doing a lot on charity, and that's probably a necessary part of being in the U.S. The politicians there really look closely at that. Yeah, interesting. I really would like to see this project succeed and do well. I do want to give you an update. Early next week, we'll have our on-chain giveaway, so stay tuned Monday for our live stream, as we'll probably pick the winner directly from there in the live stream. We did send out the NFT giveaways for our Shack winners, so congrats to those winners. There are still 2 castle winners from the Pocket Arena Castles giveaway that we need to ensure you confirm your emails that you signed up with Pocket Arena so that we can get you your Pocket Arena castles you won. And our admins emailed you about that, so please get back to them. We will have more giveaways coming, and as we cross the 25,000 subscribers, we will start giving away our Fidera and Cortex 401j giveaways. Now, those giveaways are money that we put into their IDO for you. Got 5 $200 allocations in each of their IDOs, and we'll be giving those away to you. Now, Fidera is already launched, and so we haven't quite hit 25,000 subscribers yet. When we do, we'll give those away, and Fidera is worth at least 2 times what we put in there. So they were worth $200 a piece. Now they're like worth $600 a piece, and by the time we do this, they might be worth a lot more because we're about to hit a really juicy time in the market where I think things are going to go parabolic in just this next month. Now, these giveaways won't make you rich on their own. The principles we talk about here will, if you follow them and resist that FOMO and buy when it's boring, and then buy smart as well. Now, these giveaways do go a long ways towards pushing your portfolio up. I also want to take a minute to thank our sponsors. OneChain, our long-term sponsor, helps us cover the cost of the channel, which for a long while I just fronted myself, but thank you to them, which helps cover most of the cost of production. OneChain has the best trustless bridges across the different 3rd generation blockchains. I personally believe their price has a lot of potential from here, and in full disclosure, I have approximately $150,000 in their ecosystem. It was one of the early projects I covered when starting this channel, and I still love their project today, and I cover things that I really do like and that I invest in myself. Pink Panda is also a sponsor this month to get the word out about their app. We agreed to it because we felt like their team is strong and their tech is something I want to have happen personally. I want one wallet that interoperates with all the blockchains and has FIat Onramps as well as Offramps. I also would like to see more crypto businesses in the US, as I was discussing, to put pressure on the US regulators to push through common sense regulation rather than the SEC using regulation created in the 1930s to try to control where crypto can and can't go. I don't want to see the US left behind, but if US regulators don't get smart, they're going to lose huge market shares of the future of technology, as well as investment capital, as well as people who will locate to other countries that are more crypto friendly. Now, you probably noticed in the recent Solana conference that had, Sam Bankman-Fried was telecommuting in from the Bahamas, suggesting that maybe he has relocated to the Bahamas out of the U.S. Well, why in the world would he do that? Because the U.S. has been unfriendly. So I'm glad to see more companies coming out of the U.S. and probably help regulators, because, regulators are just human beings. And as they see good things happening, then a lot of times they'll come in line. All right, well, if you are ready to level up your crypto game, if you're here for life-changing wealth, for some of you like my good long-term friend, wife-changing money, or even here for a nice car or a nice house, this is a good place to be. These next few months are going to be hot. We are creating the most informed audience in crypto, so join us. If you haven't subscribed, you might consider it, as the principles I share are proven. They do help you resist FOMO. They help you resist the urges to panic sell right at the bottom. The system I share helped me go from thousands to millions in just 3 years. Really 3 years, because the first year I didn't implement these principles because I didn't think the same things applied. Now, many of you are new. You might be thinking the same thing, and you're thinking, oh, this is totally different. I can buy XYZ meme coin because I heard some story that someone did that, and they went from $500 to $7 million. Well, the chances of that happening to you are about the same as you winning the lottery. And every year, a couple people win the lottery, depending on where the lottery is, right? But that has never been you. And so betting on meme coins is not what I do. I take more informed decisions by analyzing teams' structures. I look for good opportunities, because as good as a project is, sometimes there is a lull in their price. And that's when I like to buy. And this has worked really, really well for me over the past 3 years as I really put this system together. Now, I've got my wrap for all of you, a little bit different this time, because it'll be playing while the camera's still rolling. So I really enjoy this wrap that Charlie did out of the UK. Fun time. I'm going to turn up the volume, but I'm going to play it all the way through for you. Whoops, I pushed the mute button. Yeah. We're all good at some things. Singing is not mine. But Charlie did a great job. I did write the words.
Call me smart, I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes it time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Time is never better, the time at the present. This next 5 years is a gift and it's feeling that heavy. I'm committed to learn, studying to know that nothing comes easy, but when knowledge and game show. Sticking at this road, cause soon will come a bear market. Learning and growing, and when it's slow, it'll be the target. Naysayers come out, Bitcoin is dead. The massive decreases can get to your head. I'm sticking around, the time is better. I'm strong like that, I'll let the others be friends. 2 years time, the ball will bring back the games. That makes it worth the effort, cause here comes the rain. So let's go rainmakers, let's make it all happen. The goal with the hate, may the haters be crashing. I'm here for 5 years, let's do this together. The time is right, the time could be better. They call me rich.
If you haven't noticed, this really encapsulates the 5-year cycle that it takes to really make life-changing wealth for most people. Now, if you started 2 years ago, you just started at a pretty good position. It might go really well for you this cycle. If you're just coming in now, you can make some really good money this cycle. Possibly not life-changing wealth, but with right expectations, should go really well for you, especially with good expectations, making good decisions. So join us.
Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love, and I follow what I learn, not relying on luck.